Welcome back, keepers. Okay, so I'm at work doing rando stuff here today, but I wanted to let you know that I went through all the videos and the views instead of the likes. I put everything down in order. And what did I... Okay, so then Virgo. Okay. So for my psychology of she, trying to get some healthy yin understood by the collective, because I think we have a toxic everything. When it comes to feminine and masculine, yin and yang, I'm going to do some readings on the asteroid placements for feminine energy. I'm reading up on that and trying to get the best translation, as in this is covering Psyche's journey, the goddess Psyche, which is an asteroid, and how that pertains to each individual sign and translates into how each sign brings that feminine energy, that Psyche, to their lives and the collective. So I'm going to be doing reads on that starting on the 12th. I'm nervous about it, guys. Not kidding. I mean, I'm doing homework and reading and researching and whatever else, but it's a task. It's a task, but I need to allow the cards to help me with that. So tapping into that feminine energy and how we can embody it in a more healthy and productive way. Yeah, I'm just getting focused on the feminine right now. We're seeing a lot of stuff happening with the masculine right now. And we're, of course, coming out on the toxic end of things. But that's simply a call, right? It's just a byproduct of what we are ourselves putting into the world. So if we can just redirect our sails, and hold space for that, because, you know, he probably grew up listening to, and his input was all about toxicity. So at some point, personal responsibility comes into it. Yes, this is true. But when your society at large holds that energetic pattern up because of certain things that are already in play, what do? You know, it's hard to judge people for doing what they do when that's the little hole that society will accept them in, right? So if we don't like it, stop pegging people into those little holes. Now, you may think that he's taking the do what thou willst mentality, but if it was acceptable by society, why does he have so many followers? Whatever. I don't know. I haven't been to his page. I haven't done a whole lot of... I watched a few little clippies here and there, so I don't have the total breakdown of it. What's going on? It's just stating an example that's on our plate right now. Meanwhile, the Margaret Atwood novel, which is based off newspaper clippings, by the way, just journals from around the world that she collected and just stuck into one storyline. So she did not come up with any of that herself. She just collected over decades worth of newspaper articles. So again, it's coming up. It's coming up, society, how we are not doing what we need to be doing with our yin. And no, that doesn't mean conforming to what the status quo is. That's not what that means at all. We do not need to fit in some little pegged box. We need to find our authentic self and then take that out into the world, no matter how it looks. If you can't have kids, don't have kids. I don't care what society says. Don't have them. Not every woman's job is to be a facility for the next generation. That's not our sole purpose on the planet. Because you know what that reduces us to? Sexual objects. that reduces us just to sexual objects. And I've been here long enough to see that we have far greater things to offer the planet than just our private parts. So learning how to step into that power with dignity and grace and fortitude and respect without shame. Without shame for ourselves, without having to shame anybody else, without doing anything but standing in our own personal sovereignty and integrity. And then saying, you know what, if this isn't for you, you can go in another direction. Not needing to defend oneself against whatever it is that's coming at you. Because you shouldn't have to. Yep, we're all allowed to screw up. We're all allowed to make mistakes. And we are all allowed to do better. We are all allowed to make different choices for ourselves. Yep. So as far as yin energy, now this doesn't mean feminine, female, gendered only. If you are a male who holds a lot of feminine energy, these are for you too. And everybody holds feminine and masculine energies within themselves. I know a lot of people don't like to admit that. And it can be scary. Because we have built a collective that puts the feminine into a ghost or a little box or a kitchen or whatever. So we got some healing to do. But I think that if we can start to explore that space, that avenue of being in the world in a healthy manner, rather than what society is now expecting us to do, we might be a little bit wiser for the wear. I don't know. I'm just a little being on a planet Earth being called to these things. And I'm going to put in the work because I have the time, attention, and energy to do that. And I am grateful, and I am going to be of somewhat service. So I did the braid thing today, and I looked at my subscriber count, and it's like 61. So wow, you guys, thank you. I know. Do you realize that some people have 6 million? I know. It's little old me being grateful. I am so honored and blessed to be on this journey with you, and I'm kind of speechless because honestly, I'd be like, yeah, I'll have 2 subscribers, one of which I probably know. And like, that'll be it. Because there's 2 people that know I'm doing this that don't live close to me, that I don't have very much contact with on a regular basis, unfortunately. But like in my day-to-day, everyday life, not a whole lot of people. No. So it's a real privilege to just be in a room with like 60 people. It's just an honor. I don't have any words. I didn't think that this was going to happen. I thought I'd just do my little part and maybe help put out the vibe a little bit. So totally grateful. Totally grateful. That being said, how we're going to do this, I went off views instead of likes because I'm not a marketer person, so asking for likes and subscribes and whatnot doesn't occur to my brain. And I sincerely apologize because I was watching some advice thing on YouTube, and it said, you need to ask people to subscribe or like or whatever because they'll forget. They won't think to do it, and they won't blah 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 blah. They're not thinking about it. And I thought, oops, maybe that's something I should start doing. So subscribe, like if you like, whatever. And it doesn't tell me how many dislikes there are. So That's kind of defeating the purpose. Lady, your content is shit. I can't. Sorry, unless you say something in the comments. I would prefer you keep it respectful, but hey. Everybody has a perspective and their own opinions. And if we can share those in like respectful manners, we can learn and grow from each other. Because it's that friction that helps things progress, right? It gets us hot and it moves us in the right direction, and we keep going and keep moving and keep shaking. But yeah, I'm really like blown away by this. So thank you so much. I am so grateful. Let's do this. So right now, as it stands, I have finalized everything as far as views of each of the signs. So when it comes to she and the Psyche, which is an asteroid, you need to go to astroseek.com, and there'll be like a little gray thing above the screen, above your natal chart after you punch in your birth code, that says edit or change aspects of your chart. And if you click on that, it'll drop down and you select the add asteroids, and it will put the asteroid placements in the chart, and it will list them down on the right hand side. And so you just find the one that says Psyche, find out which sign it is in, and then that is the sign you should probably watch, right? So that's going to be how Psyche, the archetype of Psyche, which is an asteroid, plays out in your life. And then, of course, I'm going to consult spirit guides, ascended masters, ancients, and anybody else who needs to come through for that. And hopefully give you some insight into yourself. Because the more you know yourself, the more you can understand the universe at large and how it kind of plays in your own psyche, basically in your mind. So the book I'm going off of is called Understanding Feminine Psychology by Robert A. Johnson. For those of you who are semi-interested in reading the book, it's very fascinating. He does a brilliant job. 90 pages, guys. 90 pages. Super easy peasy. I'm sure it's like super cheap on like Amazon if you just go into like the Kindle and get it not in paper format, but Scorpio stellium. Dead trees with ink on them smell amazing. Okay, so okay, sorry, the Scorpio, we're morbid creatures. I apologize. I don't mean to offend. She likes killing trees. They've already been cut down. If you want a hardwood floor or a house, they've been cut down. They're just using the scraps. Hopefully. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to run down the list real quick. So in order, I'm going to do them: Gemini, Libra, Virgo, Scorpio, Cancer, Capricorn, Aquarius, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, and Pisces. Pisces, you're breaking my heart. Really? Fellow water signs like, That's okay. That's okay. I totally get it. What else do I need to say? I think that maybe moving forward, we hold more sacred space for ourselves and others. That's like major right now. So when we're looking on the outside and wondering why it's happening, we need to look on the inside and understand how we with our own vital life force energy held this up in our society. How we got to a place of not understanding how to be in the world. And love it anyway. Bring some light to it. Illuminate and understand. Rather than shaming, blaming, judging, whatever it is. Shame doesn't really have a purpose other than to make us feel stuck in an energy until we understand it. So if you can work yourself past all that and hold space for yourself and understand that we're all human beings here, we all make mistakes, and that there's no need to hold yourself in one place in your life because of this, that, and the other thing. We all make mistakes. We all screw up. We all do stupid shit. Right? We're all idiots here. Let's just hold space and be kind for each other. And, you know, if something does like trigger you, be like, okay, I see you. I'm not going to ignore you. I'm not going to be like love and light and positive vibes only. I'm going to sit with you. I'm going to honor what you are trying to teach me right now. I'm going to expand my consciousness by holding space for this thing that is now looking me in the face, whatever that is. So that's why a lot of woke people don't want to watch television. They don't want to do a whole lot of that programming stuff. It's because they've worked past it and they don't want to partake in it anymore. So, being that I'm now on YouTube, the Tate character came up. I saw a few videos that said blah, 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 something, something Tate. And I was like, I don't know what the heck that is. So now I'm part of this community. So now it's my responsibility to know of the community and how this is working and functioning as an ecosystem as a whole. If I'm going to be any part of it, I need to understand how it works, right? So holding space. We all have history, we all have past that make up who we are, what we are, and how we function in this ecosystem. So if there's a part that's functioning in the ecosystem, it's because we've made that particular function important in the ecosystem. That's a rough pill to swallow, lady. I get it. And just because it was outside of your ecosystem, like it was mine, because like I was like, okay, well, like, I don't know. It's been here forever, guys. Not forever, but for a long time. You know, as long as I've been alive, there's been songs that are state the exact thing that he's doing with his life and like, you know, praising it, worshiping, uplifting it with your energy, frequency, vibration. When you listen to it, you vibe with it, you watch it on a TV screen, you watch it play out, and you're like, yeah, I want to be that, I want to do that blah, 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 that particular way of life, that energy, frequency, vibration is so for me, I want it, yeah. And then now we get to be pissed that it's in the environment. Y'all need to be using your votes a little bit more wise. You vote with your power and your frequency and your energy vibration, not just at the local school or gym or health club or whatever it is. You vote with your dollar. You vote with these. You vote with this. You vote better. Okay, so when we talk about things like black magic, it's a very vital force of the ecosystem. Okay, it's very unbalanced right now, but it's a vital force of the ecosystem. Those are the people out there on the front lines going, hey, this is wrong with society right now because this is what we're embodying, right? So if it upsets you that much, rectify it within yourself and let those people do what they need to do, okay? If that's not your energy, if that's not what you resonate, that's okay. But it doesn't mean that because they've chosen that particular lifestyle or they've chosen to embody that frequency, energy, vibration, that they're somehow the demon or the devil. Like, some people need to live that way. Some people need to have that experience so their soul, spirit can evolve. So it's just it's a reflection of what we've put our life force energy into. Our values or whatever just need to shift and change if we don't like that aspect. Why don't we like it though? Why don't we like it? Why don't we like it? Were we never allowed to be that way ourselves? We were always shamed for stepping outside and living in that box. Do we have places of our own sexuality that we haven't explored? What about this particular way of life is so upsetting? And how would you do it different? If you don't like it, what would you change about it? If you see it as abusive and torturous, well, what are you doing about that in your life? So we have to be the change we want to see in the world, right? So if we see other people not holding each other sacred, and that bothers us, maybe we start holding the people that are in our lives sacred rather than doing that. You have to understand we're on a planet that worships the abuse of sex. It just does. It's commerce. That's what sells. So we're going to use it to the umpteenth. People keep buying it. So that's what we're choosing. That's freedom of choice. That's free will. I'm not here judging. But if you want different, then do different. It's just there as a signifier for you to pick what you actually want. It's the universe offering you an opportunity to move in one direction or the other direction, or the other direction, or the other direction, or the other direction. There's so many different ways you can take this. Explore them. Figure out what resonates with your core, and then go there. And if you need to model your life after that guy, so be it. Do it. You need to have that experience of whatever that frequency, energy, vibration is. Don't let anybody stop you. Don't let anybody judge you. Do it. Go see what it's like. And it's okay to be like, you know what? I thought it was great, but I'm not resonating with this anymore. So I'm going to change. It's okay to do that. And it's okay to be completely pious right now and be like, I really want that. Do it. We're here having a human experience. We need to hold space for the experience. Now, are you going to get certain karmic repercussions for that? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You are not exempt from any sort of universal karmic outcome. So just because some sort of weird law system that we have in place is not holding people accountable for this, that, and the other thing, and blah, 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 does not mean the universe isn't going to tap you on the shoulder until you are brought to your knees. That doesn't mean it's going to play out how it's going to play out. There's always going to be consequences. But if you need to do that, to have that experience, so your soul learns, your spirit, your psyche, your source, your mind, whatever, needs to have that experience to learn the lesson, you're going to have to do it. Like, I mean, if you can't think of anything else but that, being on that frequency, energy, vibration is that guy. If you cannot pull yourself away from that, then you need to realize and understand why, and possibly, maybe, embody it to understand the full perspective. That's how the universe works, right? And so if we can hold space for that and just understand that some people need to come to this planet and have that experience, then do it. We've been doing this for thousands of years. I don't understand why I'm freaking out now. So just a healthy understanding, right? Bringing the health up rather than going, well, that's really toxic and I don't like it. Okay, I am great. You have that insight. You have that perspective now. What are you going to do about it? How are you going to bring healthy to the planet? By demonizing something outside of yourself? That's how you're going to bring the healthy energy into the planet? Is like ringing that bell, walking behind people. Shame. 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 Sorry, I don't have a bell. I do have a bell, but that's not how you fix anything. That's not how you heal anything. Allow it to be. Allow it to exist. Hold space for it. But learn what you need to. It's making you hot under the collar for a reason. Go there. Sit with it. Understand why it's making you hot under the collar. And realize you're a sovereign being, and so are they. They're sovereign beings who are making their own choices. That's it. That's all. A lot of people are going to have problems with that. But I'm so used to inflicting my perspective on other people. Not how it works. You get to go inside and fix what you feel triggered by and nothing else. That's it. Now, that doesn't mean you sit down with, Uncle Fred at the dinner table while he's like, praising this, that, and the other thing, and then meanwhile criticizing you and your existence for this, that, and the other thing. So Uncle Fred can have his view on whatever he wants, but Uncle Fred does not have right over our personal sovereignty. So when the bell is being rung behind us, you have every right to turn around and say, nope, I don't care how you see this situation right now. I am my own sovereign being, and you need to respect that. You need to treat me and speak to me in a respectful way. So I'm just going to keep reiterating this over and over, you guys, until hopefully you guys get it. So sovereignty means my being is my being, right? And every other being on the planet has a right to that. Okay? And you get to decide to what extent. If you don't want to eat meat, then don't eat meat. Whatever. I believe in the divinity of plants, the divination. So like if I get a weed popping up in my yard and I don't know what it is, I'll go Google it and research it to figure out what it means on a not only medicinal level, but on a divination level. I mean the same thing with animals. So getting the fact that this is just a state of existence that is allowing you to experience everything to the extent how you need to experience it and nothing more. You're going to be a little bit in misery. You're going to be a little bit in suffering. You're going to be a little bit in a pain. Okay? So do what you can to unload those wands, right? Responsibilities that do not belong to you. And unload them. Just unload them. This isn't mine. This is yours. This is mine. It's not yours. Do you understand what I'm saying? Differentiating where you need to take your personal responsibility and sovereignty and where you do not. And where that begins is judging other people, telling other people exactly what they need to be doing and how they need to be doing it. Now, experts will do this. There's plenty of experts on YouTube, even non-experts, that'll tell you if you do this is going to be the outcome. And that's cool. Go do that stuff. Go experiment. Go play. Go play. But don't let anybody shame or blame you into, you're a parent, so you're automatically going to hell because you screw everything up. We're human. We're going to screw it up. We're going to screw it up. Parents have to deal with this every single day. So it's an experience that we are meant to have. Okay? So holding the space, understanding that this person did not walk into your house and start, corrupting your family to you personally. It's just a symptom of the collective times. It's just a symptom. That's it. That's all. So, I used to take this stuff really deep and really personally. I'm like, oh my gosh, how can people treat each other this way? Because they want to be treated that way. That's the answer. Okay, nobody in anything that I saw looked totally miserable, completely helpless, and whatever else. So if they want to be in that position, they have put themselves there. It's their freedom of choice. And that's going to drive some people insane a little bit. Hold tight, hold sacred, hold true. Don't lose it over this. Just take some personal responsibility. A little bit at a time. I get it. It's a lot, dude. It's a lot. But once you understand what's yours and what's not yours, then it gets a little bit easier. So, Uncle Frank might have problems with your hair color or your nose piercing, but he can't remember to pull his pants up. You know what I mean? So you're not going to sit there and judge him for that because that's not necessary. You're going to just see Uncle Frank for who he is and respect it, right? Or Aunt Dorothy. Yep. Just, it's, women tend to be the worst when it comes to this. So being gentle with yourself first, and then you can start being gentle with other people. Now, this takes practice. It takes time. So don't beat yourself up if you get upset. But I have total faith that we're going to make this work, because if you tapped into the collective consciousness, definitely changing for the better. It's just we got to go through some growing pains first. Oh, sweet bliss of evolution. Okay, I think I'm done, but I'm going to get back to work on translating Gemini and Psyche stories. I hope to see you again soon. I'll try to post a few videos in between now and the 12th. If there's particular things that you want to talk about, or cards or whatever you want me to draw, you can drop a comment down below. Subscribe if you think my crazy rants are at the very least amusing. And feel free to start a discussion below. This is a safe space. So just as long as it's not harming anybody else. First rule after the universe must be balanced is do no harm. I think that's it. Until next time, keep the flame, keep sovereign, keep it safe. I am so not Gandalf. Oh, I need to come up with something else. Okay, bye.